I am talking about building bridges across ideological and geographic divides, because we've got candidates and leaders in this country who want to tear things down rather than build them up.
That is Minnesota U.S. Senator Amy Klobuchar tonight addressing delegates at the state DFL convention that's being held at the DECC.
Klobuchar's address was part of day one of the state DFL convention.
In Northern News Now's Taryn Simmons takes a look at the importance of the event.
Thousands of delegates across Minnesota are at the DECC this weekend for the DFL State Convention, conducting important business with the state party. They're electing 4 Democratic National Committee members and electing 2 presidential electors and 2 alternates. Darwin Forsyth with the DFL says they're going to be voting to endorse a candidate for the U.S. Senate.
Are going to be the ones endorsing what we believe in and who we want to lead our party on the ballot in November.
Many delegates like Ben Hackett are hoping to earn the vote for Democratic National Committee member.
Really needs to be focused on is greater Minnesota, the Iron Range, the Quad Cities, and all the great mini cities and towns that populate our state. That is one of the main reasons why I'm running.
Originally from Brooklyn Park, Hackett wants more young people in politics and hopes to improve communication between the DNC and the DFL and involve more immigrant communities within politics as well.
Sometimes I feel like that people are disconnected with political parties and the political system, and I'm really hoping to change it.
Young and bright-eyed, Hackett hopes for the best throughout the course of the convention.
Lose, I still hope to stay involved in making sure that our political system is strong, healthy, and vibrant.
In Duluth, I'm Taryn Simmons, Northern News Now.
After Klobuchar's speech tonight, unsurprisingly, the DFL voted to endorse the senator's re-election bid. The DFL will also elect 6 at-large alternates to the 2024 Democratic National Convention over the weekend. Now, the state DFL convention continues through Sunday.